Okay, welcome back. It's been a while. Let me set this up on my phone for a minute. Got a little bit of a cold, so sorry about my voice. Today we're going to paint a hand model. Sorry, just setting this up. Yep, it's gonna be chill stream, hopefully. I moved my office back into the closet, so I'm gonna test out this setup for sketching. I have the hand like next to me in real life, so I'm probably gonna paint from life, but I have the picture up if you want to follow along. Let me resize this. Let's go 19. This will be the 4th time trying to paint this hand. I think this is just my new obsession. I'm just gonna keep painting it until I'm happy with it. And if that takes 10 times or 20 times, I don't know. Who knows? I've always been pretty bad with hands, so I need to work on it. And I think there's nothing wrong with painting the same thing twice. Kind of give yourself a chance to get used to the thing. Yeah, I think if you're learning something, it's nice to keep it consistent or sort of similar for a little while until you can kind of drill that thing you're trying to drill. But let's see, on the heavy paint side, I mean WEBBYPAINT, there's been a lot of little UI fixes. One thing that's recent is the averaged eyedropper. So now when you move over noise, it won't jump around quite as much. It's doing like a 5 pixel radius blur on the eyedropper, so you'll get a bit of an average color there. I think that's nice if you have a lot of noise going on to kind of mellow that out. That's been a pretty common request, so hopefully that'll be useful for a bunch of people. I've also been liking using this sort of more minimal color picker thing, and you can now move the interface around, and it will kind of adaptively adjust depending on where it is. So if it's on the bottom, it puts the size and the color jitter slider at the top, and then the oops. Oh, of course. Now I run into a situation that's bad, but okay, let me save this. Let's reload. There you go. So if it's on the bottom, it switches the order of stuff so that the things that you would... Well, actually... Oh, it doesn't switch. Well, it switches the order of the top bar, which you definitely don't want that to be closest to the canvas, so I need to fix that. But the idea is to have the most frequent stuff be closest to the center. Some other things that have been fixed is like zooming now zooms to the center of the canvas. Before it used to zoom towards the center of the screen, which was not ideal, I think, so now we zoom to the center of the canvas. There's like a gazillion little tiny changes that I can't remember right now, but if all the changes are on Discord in the WEBBYPAINT updates thread, if you're interested. And I think there should be a link to the Discord in the description here too. Okay, I'm not thinking, so my hand is already looking extremely weird. I was always jealous of friends in school that were really good at hands. I think it's just something that takes a lot of practice. You have to just do it a lot, and I was always kind of not... I was more comfortable drawing like mechanical stuff and not really anatomy, so that's been something I'm trying to catch up on for years. But it's okay. It's fun to try to close those gaps on the stuff that you're missing. Alright, let me zoom out a little bit. I think the main idea is that there's like a grayish triangle that goes down the center of the palm, like that. Another tricky thing about hands, I feel like, is all the... Well, just skin in general has a lot of stuff going on, like subsurface scattering, and it's translucent, so it's even more challenging. Whereas here, at least, the model is a solid gray, diffuse color, so you don't have to worry about all that extra like material properties. This is a pretty basic material compared to skin, so I'm hoping this will help me sort of just focus on the shapes of it first and figuring out what the forms are doing before getting too complicated. Thank you, Fresh Go. Uh, this is this is a little embarrassing. I think this is the worst looking one so far. Whenever I try to talk and paint at the same time, this happens. But I'll try to save it here. But I think this little triangle in the middle of the palm is helping a lot. To be honest, it looks a little bit different in real life from the photo. But there's also a little triangle like right where the fingers are pinching underneath. A dark triangle. Yeah, I really like that you can get super close up to what you're painting by just minimizing the tools here with the little wrench thing, and then it's just super cozy to paint with your palette right next to the painting. Yeah, if you're picking colors, thousands of times in the painting, it is nice having a shorter distance between, it's like your little commute to the office, picking the color. The weird thing about this plastic material, it's a little bit shinier, I think. It's weird. It's matte and shiny at the same time somehow. But there are little highlights running down the sides. It's hard to see it in the photo though. The other nice thing about painting like this is it forces you to not use the eyedropper unless you're using hotkeys, of course, but I think one issue I'm having on each of these paintings is that the palm shape is wrong, like the proportion of the palm, so I think I tend to make this part too low, so I'm just gonna liquefy and push it up a little bit. Like the proportion of the fingers, the height of the fingers should be not as big as the height of the palm in this case. And then the pinky, let's see, the pinky sort of dives down pretty far on the palm. And let's see, the pinky's doing a little tiny curve like this, inwards. And then the outside is doing the opposite of what I drew, of course. Maybe I should just redraw it here. I also want to try experimenting with holding my pen a little different today. So I'm trying to hold the, because usually I grip the pen like near where the pen buttons are, which kind of makes sense because you need to press the buttons to do stuff. But in this case, I'm gonna try holding the pen above where the pen buttons are, so I get kind of a bigger swing out of it. Let's see how this works. And then a little bit of it. It's hard to do that with a Wacom pen though, because the problem is the nib is so stubby that you can't get too much angle out of it, I feel. Hey, thank you, Jaboy. So I want to leave some room for the reflection too on the floor. And the reflection has lighting in it also. So, I mean, let's say this is the dark part or the shadow part. And then there's a light part. Because it's basically a mirror, right? Like that. And then it's sort of lighter on this side as well. Maybe not that light, but I want to give this edge, or this side, a little bit of a couple steps, I guess. Okay, I think these fingers need to be wider a little bit at the bottom. And there's a little bit of a bend to the side that I missed. I'll try to clean that up a little.
My thick skin can withstand all these creatures
Oops, I dropped. Uh-oh.
New York City, the Big Apple. Yep, here it's action, action, action. Where you can get to be your favorite hero. Polo is shaking. You come in teams. They have fabulous powers. Ace was hood. Their names are magic. They're a classic bunch of ice. Pow, switch. We're about to take a behind-the-scene look at the incredible world of...
Okay, and then this area in the middle should be softer as well. The middle of the triangle, I mean. So I'll try to give it something here. Man, it's confusing though. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's wrinkles and folds and stuff. Ooh. Okay, so if I try to ignore all the... Just think of it in terms of shapes or triangles maybe. I can go back to triangles. Let's see. So there's a lighter triangle right here. And then it's medium. Like a medium skewed rectangle here. And then a lighter triangle here. So let me try that. Alright, lighter triangle right here. Then a slightly darker skewed rectangle here. And then a slightly lighter triangle. Okay. And then there's another triangle over here. Yeah, that exactly, Dead Pocket. The Apple Pencil angle is so good. Like the tip has a really shallow angle, so you can go basically sideways. You tried 3D printing longer nibs, wow. But what direction did you print it? Because it matters the direction of the printing for the strength of the nib. you know. So I think if you were drawing, if we print it flat on the bed, that might be better for strength, so that, do you guys know what we're talking about here, where let's say we're drawing the nib, or we're squirting out the glue or the plastic from the printer, and we're printing it long ways like a hot dog, like this, versus the other way would be to print it like this, like tall, so that the nib is like squiggled out like that. So this direction would definitely break, because each of these layers is like a separate little hamburger slice, versus if you print it sideways, laying down on the bed, then it has long hamburger slices, or hot dog slices. I don't know if that makes sense, but this way it wouldn't break as easily, because it's a continuous long string across the whole length of the nib. But it would probably also break either way that you print it. I kind of like these random squiggles on the drawing. I'm gonna leave them. People are gonna be like, what are these alien hieroglyphics? Oh, you printed it standing up. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it probably looks prettier standing up, but then it breaks.
Afghanistan, that's how I tally bands. I blame your fam. A week ago, hand to hand, I'll shoot the dove. We could go man to man. A handsome man in the jungle with the orangutans. Y'all know he me, jazz and sashimi. Shorties call me dreamy and steamy when they see me. I eat linguine, my man Lamborghini. Make the money Houdini and some drip like a genie. Yo, I was dusted, reading math textbooks. Yo, my right hook better than my left hook. Yo, they ain't white hoods, they can't see my checkbook. I'm in Red Hook, cooking fish, I'm the head cook. You don't wanna take bunga, lusty tunda. I'm comfy in the tundra, or in the rotunda. I'm summer human, listening to Sun Ra. Yo, I bring the dunda, make your ass dunga. Superstition. With my brother Bamboo. You know how it goes, right? Yeah. Superstition. Yeah. Superstition. With my brother Boo. How it goes, right? We got worked out in our head how things gonna go. It's gonna go. Reality comes along. Paints a picture. Tells a different story. I once stripped to live in my best life. I once stripped to live in my best life. I once stripped to live in my best life. I thought it would be stages, not this cubicle best life. I once stripped to live in my best life. Not this cubicle best life. Then you start aging way down by them stress nights and lack of funds. People see the hundreds, but under it is a stack of one. Honest whole truth about perception, it's a deadly road. Some fight depression, dressed in Gucci from head to toe. Like documenting your struggle is unacceptable. Truth telling's better for my soul, so I let them know. It's been different for years, ever since I shifted careers. I'm gifted, yeah, but what's the sacrifice to sit with my peers? Who deserves me more? My family at home or intoxicated people on the poorly paid world tour when things start to
I think the triangles helped a lot to get this thing happening. I'm just trying to soften up all the triangle, the softer edges on the triangles, but it's nice because they kind of naturally have this hard versus soft edge thing happening. Hey, Beck. That's awesome. Of course, yeah. I'm happy you're drawing with me. Hey, Will. Hey, thanks again for doing the interview the other day. That was really helpful. For any of you guys in here, I've been doing like little interviews with people that are using WEBBYPAINT and trying to figure out how to make it better, and yeah, just get a better idea of how you guys are using it and what I should focus on, basically. The one nice thing about working solo on a project like this is that you have very limited resources in a way, you know, like in terms of development time. I have to be extremely I can only focus on one thing, and it's really important to pick the right thing to focus on, because, you know, there's only so much time in the day. So hopefully these interviews will help with that. I don't want to spend like a month working on some feature that nobody ends up using, you know? And it's always funny how sometimes I will spend a month working on some feature and nobody seems to really be super excited about it, but then I'll put up a little like afterthought post or bug fix that I didn't even realize, but it gets a lot of response from you guys. Like for example, the eyedropper averaging. I mean, I should have done that earlier because a lot of people were asking for it, but I finally got around to it, and I was like, oh, that only took, you know, not too long, and it had a lot of impact, it seems like. So that's kind of the goal of these interviews, is to figure out what the high impact stuff is to work on, and just go from there. And actually, on that note, I'm trying to I have a little like form for that if you're interested in doing an interview. It would be with me and Bradley, who's helping me with the interviews. I don't think I have a. There's a link to the form in Discord. I think it's in announcements. Let me. I'll check later, but it's in Discord somewhere. If you're interested, let me know. Or you can just direct message me on Discord too. That's fine. Oh yeah, I also moved the streak counter down to the bottom here. It's really tiny and sort of minimal, so you only see it if you're looking for it. And I think that's better because it was a little bit distracting before, because the streak counter would be up here and it was like always changing, and it was just a little bit distracting. So I think having it down here in the bottom left corner, can you guys even see? I don't know if you can see the bottom left corner of the WEBBYPAINT, but it's very, very subtle. So it's basically invisible unless you're looking for it, which I think is better. But even just the knowledge that it's there, I think helps me to not abuse the undo as much. It just reminds me that there is a cost to undo. Like if we are doing a painting that has thousands of strokes and like 50% of the actions that we do is undo, then you're basically wasting half of your time, your painting time. Or, you know. So I definitely want to try to exercise that and stop relying on undo so much. And I think when you don't have the undo, you actually do start thinking a little bit more before you put down a color. Do you guys feel like you focus more when you're doing a traditional painting? If you do traditional, maybe for April Fools I should just take out the undo button. Or we can just have one day of no undo, see how it goes. Actually, I'll try removing it and see how far I can get this. I mean, I do paint a little bit slower when there's no undo, so maybe it balances out time-wise, but it does feel nice. It feels nice to have I guess the feeling of just always making progress, a little bit of progress, one step at a time. Even if it's just a tiny little brush stroke. It's still like kind of a history in there, even if you cover up a mistake with a different color. It still has a little bit of the mistake underneath, which is a nice little history to your painting. I think my palm is a little bit off still. Let me try adjusting. But I'm not sure how to adjust it. Is it maybe this line here is too low? Yeah. I'm gonna go back to triangles for a little bit. I think these original triangles right here in the palm were really helpful for getting the painting on the right track. I think this painting had a definite pre-triangle feeling and a post-triangle feeling. Let's see what. Hey Alien, so let's see. If you want to do concepts in heavy paint, there's some tools which are nice in heavy paint, like when I was doing a little bit of mech design work, I was using the mirror layer feature a lot, so I can just draw the half of the robot. But yeah, and then I was using the fan tool a lot to build out shapes very quickly. Yeah, not sure. I think it's nice for concepts, but it's definitely rarer to see design work done with heavy paint and webby paint. But I would love to see more of it. Did my friendship end with lab sliders? For now, yes. I've come back to the classic HSB, and the main reason why, it's still HSB is a little annoying because the value jumps around a little bit when you change hue, but that is secondary to the fact that you have 2 sliders worth of range for value, because going from black to white is not full white. It's still like uses the saturation. You need to go all the way to 0 saturation to get white. So it's like saturation controls value, and then value controls value. So that's, I think, both good and bad, but in my case, I kind of want more control on my values, so it's nice having 2 sliders to do that. And you just get like double the control, I guess. That's another reason why I like RGB so much, is because I think RGB has the most value control out of everything, because you have 3 sliders to control value. Since it's just adding up these 3 to generate the final color. You know what? I wonder if... Do you guys think that when you change color, it should just keep the color preview circles should just be the same size always, right? Or should it follow the size of the tool, like how it is now? I think right now there's a minimum size. Oh no, there isn't. That's not good. Yeah, because right here we can't even see the color because it's so tiny. Maybe it should just stay at like somewhere around here at all times. I'm gonna write that down. Focus more with traditional because I'm waiting for it to dry. Yeah, I guess you're sort of forced to go slowly in that way. Yeah, RGB feels like home, I think. It's the most basic one, but it's really comfortable, I think. Okay, I don't want to make this too smooth. Like, I don't want the gradients to become, you know, ultra smooth or anything. So right now, all the gradients are like just maybe 2 or 3 steps in value. And I want to keep that. I think the hand is a little bit too narrow. Or something is weird with the spacing here between, like, I'm looking at the thumb and the pinky. The thumb should be a little bit lower than this corner of the pinky, right? Oh man. There's a little bit of like palm curve here. Palm meat. Okay. I don't really like how this mark turned out, but I'm gonna try to work with it. Since we got no undo. See if it can be salvaged. Something is really off here, like the distance of the highlight is really wrong, or the shape of it. Like there should be a whole section like that, right? The heck? YouTube's asking me if I want to take a break. No, I don't want to take a break. I want to finish this painting. Oh yeah. Oh no. I think I'm gonna have to undo. This is a streak of 540. No, maybe I won't undo. I'll just try to fix it here. Actually, that wasn't too bad. Crisis averted. This little finger area, or the pinching area, seems a little strange to me. Maybe a little bit of cleanup here. Okay, I think this is it for me today. Happy with how this one came out. I will add it to my collection of hand paintings. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. And I look forward to seeing Beck's painting on Discord or Insta or whatever. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.